Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Founder Wisdom Podcast. Today with us, we have Nathan Hirsch. He is CEO, founder at Accounts Balance. He is also CEO and co-founder at Outsource School. Nate, glad to have you here. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit more about your companies.
Yeah, Charles, thanks for for having me. I'm a longtime entrepreneur. I started selling on Amazon way back in 2008, 2009. Sold 25 million on Amazon over a 7-year period and did that using a lot of virtual assistants and freelancers. I was 20. It was tough to hire people. College kids weren't reliable. Adults didn't want to work for me. So I got into the virtual assistant world, and I ended up launching a marketplace for pre-vetted virtual assistants called FreeUp. And I think that's what most people know me for. We scaled that, my partner Connor and I, for 4 years before being acquired in 2019. And from that acquisition, I think we really learned two things. One of which is how important hiring is. We had such a great team. We couldn't have built the company without it. And so we launched a company called Outsource School that does not provide virtual assistants, but gives you our hiring process that we use that you can plug into your business, and how important financials were. That was the other thing we learned. We hired a bookkeeper from day one. By the 15th of every month, we got our books. We were able to make decisions based on what the numbers were actually telling us, obviously go through an exit and pass due diligence with clean financials. And so we launched a monthly bookkeeping service to help other entrepreneurs do the same thing, called Accounts Balance. So it's two of the most unsexy things in business, hiring and bookkeeping, but it's two of the most important. And if you're an entrepreneur and you don't have good processes for these things, you're only going to get so far.
100%. Unsexy, but nice cash cows, I'd say, and nice labs. I'm not sure if you consider your agencies as labs, but to me, to be able to run cold outreach campaigns and know where the product market fit is incredibly valuable. With Accounts Balance, you get literally the numbers behind every agencies that you deal with, and you learn a ton about them. Numbers don't lie usually, do they? So do you also use your agencies as labs and to get information and to try out new things?
Not really. I mean, you got to remember, I'm not a bookkeeper. My business partner's not a bookkeeper. So we're not actually doing the bookkeeping. We have a great team of bookkeepers. We're good at hiring bookkeepers, but I'm not really looking at every client's business. I'm not looking at every client's business. We have bookkeepers that do that. There's also a confidentiality portion of it. We're not trying to use people's numbers or data for anything other than doing their monthly books and providing them clean financials. So, I mean, I know the agency space just because I've been in it for years. Like, I ran a marketplace, which is a very similar business model to an agency. And I'm talking to people like you and other agency owners all the time, and just kind of learning from them and learning from the community. But it's not something that we're using clients' data to help ourselves or anything along those lines.
Yeah, because I would definitely look at this data and get insights from it and try to build models that are working. I wouldn't use that data or sell it or anything as per se, but I'd definitely grow my brains looking at it, which would help me immensely to grow my own business. Actually, I want to start some similar service to get that data. One of my objectives this year was to get more financially savvy. I've been good at various things in the past couple of years, but finance has not been good of them. What would you describe to be your strength as an entrepreneur? Is it product? Is it sales? Is it marketing? Have you been good with numbers in the past couple of years, or is that something new?
No, I mean, we were always good at numbers. I mean, I think with our Amazon business, we weren't just because we were 20 years old and didn't know anything about anything. But as we kind of developed, we were able to come up with good monthly bookkeeping processes. And I think my core strength is the customer experience and building a service that people like and that want to refer and that get affiliates and partners, and building that trust. I mean, no business is perfect. No startup is perfect. There's always going to be hiccups and things that go wrong, but we want clients to know that we got their back. And in any situation, we're going to make it right and come up with something that makes the situation move forward. And so I think with that, we've built a lot of trust, not only with our clients, but our team, and a great referral network and partners and people that have promoted different companies we've operated for years. And I think that's kind of my personal superpower.
Tell me a bit more about your referral systems, because it's something I've been observing and kind of acting upon this year, trying to get partners that can either do the service for myself. I also do affiliate and referral. I pay 15 to 20% if someone refers me a deal. Have a bunch of clients that refer me deals, partners. I work with sales consultants. And I'm thinking deeper this year in terms of partnership. I realize that partnerships can be one of the most profitable channels out there. So tell us about your experience there and how you've been building your own referral channels.
Yeah, so we have an organic marketing blueprint that we run with virtual assistants, and we teach this in Outsource School. It starts with good content. We're constantly putting out content, SEO, keywords, and that's kind of the foundation of any business we start. And that's a long-term play. It takes time. We're always adding and tweaking to it and launching new blog articles and different videos and stuff like that. Next is partnerships. We look for other people in the space that have the same audience that we do for Accounts Balance. It's agency owners for Outsource School. It's digital business owners, stuff like that. So we want to find software companies and service providers and people that have communities, and we want to do content with them, whether it's a podcast like this or a blog article or an email blast. We'll email our audience and vice versa. And we set up a structure that a virtual assistant runs where every quarter, every 6 months, we do stuff with our partners to continue to cross promote us. Third is podcasts. I've been on 500 plus podcasts like this one. That it's a great way to network. It's good for SEO. It's a good way to get in front of thousands of people at once. It's evergreen. So that's a big part of our thing as well. Next is an affiliate program. Like you mentioned, we build affiliate programs in all our businesses. One of the best decisions we ever made with FreeUp is we offered 50 cents an hour for every hour that someone bills to a client that you refer forever. So we were paying out hundreds of thousands of dollars a year of referral money. It's free marketing. People would talk about us at conferences, and we have the same thing at Outsource School. If you refer someone, you get 40%. If you refer someone to our bookkeeping service, Accounts Balance, you get $50 a month reoccurring for as long as they're a client. So all those things are a big factor as well. And then lastly, it's just influencers. We look for people that have Facebook groups, that are agency gurus or coaches or people that we can build relationship with, so that our name is always top of mind in the space. And a combination of those 5 things is a really powerful marketing channel.
Very powerful. We would need a second podcast to cover all of those, because very interesting here, but want to start with a couple low-hanging fruits here. So what's your system to get invited to podcasts? I've been trying to scrape a bunch of podcasts, bring them back in my Apollo account with LinkedIn profiles and do cold outreach, right? Which is what I do. What's your system for that? Because I've been checking listen notes where all the podcast info is. Do you have a system to mass outreach to podcasts and get yourself invited to it, or is it more manual?
Yeah, no, we do. It's called the podcast outreach formula. It's part of Outsource School. It's the exact system I use. And it starts with research and knowing your ideal target market and identifying podcasts that have been around a while, that are going to continue to be around a while, that are your target audience, and then having a pitch. I give people examples of my pitch that they can use and tweak, and then it's all about sending a good email and follow-up emails in order to get on them. And once you're on them, it's about having a good plan before, during, and after. So, the crazy thing about being on podcasts or pitching podcasts is you can hire a virtual assistant for 5 hours a week, and you'll probably get on more podcasts than you know what to do with it if they're doing the outreach correctly. So yeah, check out the podcast outreach formula by Outsource School. We've got hundreds of entrepreneurs using it to get on podcasts themselves.
Love it. For the referrals, I have a problem with paying people that do not put the input. No such thing as passive income in this physical world. Do you have a problem just keep on paying people that don't do any account manager type of work? Because I do pay my AEs recurring, but they do have to get on calls with these clients and make sure that they're happy and so forth. So is this part of your expectations to pay someone forever, someone that's not doing anything?
I mean, like I'm a big proponent of just treating people well and making sure they're happy, whether it's affiliates, whether it's our team. I always like to hire people like full time and long term if possible. So it just depends on the situation. Now, I don't expect someone to be on call to me or to have to sit at their computer and not get paid, but not be able to take under other work. So that's a factor as well. And I mean, we teach a lot about that in Outsource School.
And I guess like people are not the type to stay forever. Well, clients, but might be an exception in your industry. But yeah, it's pretty rare that a client just stays with you forever, except if they're like super duper satisfied, which is probably my next question. With all the tech layoffs and the state of AI right now that's constantly replacing folks, what's the state of VAs? Are people still outsourcing? I'm kind of, Team Human lost a lot of points this year. Team Robot gained a lot. What's your opinion on that? And what's the state of the market that we're in?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I always think that any kind of automation is a complement. It's an add-on to virtual assistants. It doesn't just replace them. And I'll believe it when I see it that AI is going to take over the world and stop all these virtual jobs. I think we've got a long way to go. And I think if you do it right, like SEO, my business partner uses AI, but it doesn't replace it, what he was doing before. It just adds to it, enhances it, makes it faster, allows you to do more every single day. And that's kind of how I look at the same thing with virtual assistants.
Because when I outsource to my teams, let's say there's always especially if you're talking about under like $15 an hour, there's always the frustration part that they haven't understood, and the speed loss, which I think are two humongous components, especially when with high level folks, they want everything instant and they want it done right. And I think GPT satisfied and scratches that itch. I also think that GPT-4 will be humongous. I've tried the VA route. I've hired teams of hundreds before. And yeah, this year, I really felt a seismic shift of like, okay, this is where AI is stepping in, and I've seen so many use cases. So always an interesting convo to like talk with other outsourcing business and folks like you. By the way, I read your book. I think it was like a couple of years ago. That's how I first heard of you. So yeah, and generally good content that you put out there. So keep that up. Last thing, the lead gen part. What do you do exactly with your VAs? How do they outreach, and what type of results can you get for your clients?
I mean, with us, with Outsource School, it's all about giving people a fast hiring process so they can just plug into their business and make A+ hires and reduce turnovers. And with Accounts Balance, it's a reliable monthly bookkeeping service. We charge you on the 1st, you get books by the 15th, and you'll be able to make good decisions every single month that can help your business.
And what kind of lead gen knowledge you provide with Outsource School?
I mean, we have playbooks that for everything I talked about, affiliates, partnerships, podcasts, lead generation, all that stuff. We have SOPs. I mean, step 1 is learn how to hire great virtual assistants. And step 2, you get access to our library of standard operating procedures that you can just plug into your business, whichever ones you want to use.
Okay, perfect. Where can people find out more about you, Nate, and Outsource School?
Yeah, feel free to follow me on social media, Nathan Hirsch on any social media channel, or go to outsourceschool.com or accountsbalance.com.